wind's picked up, but it's blowing in the right direction. We again hunting here in December, and the rut's winding down, and next to all these little oak pockets, there's a old scrapes and stuff indicative of the rut winding down. But we've seen a lot of does being checked by bucks, and so the big 9 or the big 10, either of which would be great deer to kill. I think they might be back in here. That was a long lunch break. I'm anxious to be back here. We went back to the camp, to the lodge there, to the ranch rather, and we looked at the footage, and that is a good deer. He's a 9-point. He's got 4 on one side and 5 on the other, and he's a good wide deer. Just a good wide deer. Maybe he'll show himself. He's in trouble if he does, I hope. Mark, this flat is filling up with deer in a hurry. This whole draw is just full of deer. Those does are coming from right where that big 9-point bedded down, or where we think he bedded down. He's gonna have to be with those does. Well, I like the way that's happening. The wind shifted, and so we're invisible to. They're not gonna smell anything. He's gonna have to be with those does. A constant flow of does coming here off that flat. They've been feeding in here all. There's a buck right behind them. It's a good buck behind them. Oh, he's a good deer. I think that's a young deer. He's an 8. He's a 9-point. It's a young deer. He's gonna be a great deer. Oh, that's gonna be a good deer. Tall, white horns, pretty deer. Good deer. He's coming right in here off this. There's a big bunch of brush up here to the right, and he's coming in. Working across, looks like he's gonna check some does for us. Hey, there's that big 9-point. That 9-point's coming in right behind him, straight in from behind him. He's on a string. Can you see that deer?
You know, I'm filming the small buck coming up through the flat. He's just walking, taking his time. When all of a sudden, out of nowhere, way back in the brush, all I see is horns coming right at us. Just like a ghost, he vanished in the morning, now he appeared. I had no idea this buck was even around, but I knew for a fact he was the buck we'd seen earlier.
He is so wide. He is working hard to the left. Are you on him? I think that deer's wider than we think it is, Mark. There's so many deer out there. He's going to have to get clear of all those deer. He's got something on his mind way down here to the left. All right, when he stops right there, I'm going to take him. Are you on that deer?
Yeah. Kill him.
Here we go. I didn't bolt my gun. Got to get him right back there at that brush. Are you on that deer? Are you on him?
Kill him. Yeah. Kill him.
Go down. He's hit hard, Mark. Well, I threaded the needle there. That was crazy. I didn't bolt my gun. I never bolted my gun before we got in here. It's not supposed to happen like that. How does that happen?
We saw this buck earlier today, and on the footage, we saw him this morning and went back to the ranch and looked at the footage, and just for a second he showed himself this morning, and he came right back here this afternoon. He's wider than I thought he was. It's a better deer than I thought we were shooting. He did his part this afternoon. Like I said this morning, he just slipped in and out like a ghost, and then this afternoon he came right in and did his part perfectly. I almost fouled up my part nicely. Mark gave me the go-ahead to shoot the deer, and I had forgotten to put a shell in the chamber. I had not bolted my gun before the hunt started, and dry fired my gun, and deer looked up, and I'm sure it's obvious on the footage, just why in the world are deer running everywhere. I bolted the gun quickly, and everything came together. Thank you.